their books. No 5-star shine, no silver spoon. I came up grinding on the Friday night moons. Now they feel me coming like a 4th down blitz. Got them talking sideways, throwing fits. But I must admit, I can't quit. 'Cause I'm the outlaw of college football. Ain't no stripes can hold me back. I don't need their legacy or no booster money stack. I don't bow to no tradition. Ain't no handshake deals I need. I just play for pride, for fire, and the will to make 'em bleed. I ain't on your need, your darling's list. No Heisman hype, no clean cut script. But every time that whistle blows, I leave my soul out on that road. They talk about dynasties and brands, but I built mine with my own hands. Ain't got no statue, no parade, just broken dreams and lines I've laid. I'm the outlaw of college football.
Let's go ahead and get right to it here. Gotta go take care of a few things. I'm gonna let that song play for a little while because everybody seems to like that song a lot. Got Texas versus Ole Miss softball live right now. SEC softball tournament continues. Alabama won earlier. Alabama beat Arkansas 7-1 to advance to play Florida. And as you know, Florida beat Auburn earlier today in a very high-scoring game, 10-9. So Auburn, the Barn Monkeys are done. Their season is over. But I'm going to be in and out of here, and Killer Breeze is going to be in and out of here. But we will be live tonight for the Oklahoma game, and we'll both be in here for the most part. But for this game, we may just let the inmates run the asylum, so to speak. And they will take care of a few things, but people want me to put this link up so they can watch. Maybe watch the Texas Longhorns and the Ole Miss Rebels. I know we probably got a lot of Oklahoma fans in here that are probably going to be rooting for Ole Piss, as we call them here in Tuscaloosa. I actually like Ole Miss. I like the Rebels, so I don't know why I call them Old Piss, but some people don't like them, and those that don't like them call them Old Piss. I'm sure that the majority of the people here watching might be Ole Miss fans, but we could have some Texas people in here too, because we have before. So I'll go ahead and put the link up for y'all. They're doing the pregame right now, and like I said, Killer Breeze may jump in here in just a second, but I'll be in and out for most of this game. I won't be in here as much, but I will be in here a hell of a lot for the nightcap. That being the Oklahoma game tonight against Georgia. So we'll go ahead and pull that up for y'all, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
Against Texas, but it's an Ole Miss team that, as they say, don't let the Rebs get hot. A Rebel team that can be dangerous, and I bet they're excited to play this game. We've said it all week long. It's hard to beat a team 4 times. This Ole Miss team and this Texas team are coming in on two completely opposite ends of the spectrum. Ole Miss.
Fred Bagley with the first batter up comment. Fred Bagley says, "Howdy, y'all. Just saw Alabama won. Nice. Yeah, it was pretty nice. Now Texas is playing Oklahoma. Texas is playing Ole Miss now. So y'all come on in here and enjoy this one. I'm going to be in and out, like I said, but I will be here full time tonight.
First time coming from D2.
Oh, as you come in, like and subscribe. It's absolutely free. All that does is just let y'all know when we're up on the air so we can give y'all more free content. And the liking helps with the algorithm. And the subscribing, like I said, makes the party bigger and more cool. I'll let y'all get to it.
D2, D1, it doesn't matter. But what I thought was special about it, she said, my D2 program built the foundation. And that's really special to hear from a player who's been through that journey and now decides that they've had success at the D2 level. They want to try their hand at D1. And now you see her stepping into the SEC and performing the way she has. I think it's pretty outstanding what she's been able to do, and I don't think it was a surprise to her either.
No, not at all. We talked to Jamie Traxel after they won their first game against South Carolina, and she acknowledged, like, hey, it took her a little bit to figure it out, right? You're playing in the SEC. You're going up against not just elite hitters in, the 2, 3, 4 hole that you might see in D2. It's 1 through 9, and you have to really do a good job of attacking each and every hitter and staying in the moment there. She's just shined as the season has gone along, you can tell she's gotten
Down
better.
horns,
She's gotten more
says
confident
Richard.
and comfortable.
Can
And we're
you
sitting
hear
up here
the
yesterday watching her throw. That
broadcast
drop
all
ball
right?
is heavy. It's
Nasty.
falling off the
Richard?
table. It's upper 60s, low 70s. She's got really, really
Yes,
good
it's-
stuff.
And apparently, if she wants to hit,
Why
that would
not?
be an option too.
Come
right? I heard
on.
you guys reading her numbers.
Yeah.
From T2.
Incredible.
Two-way
We're
player.
petitioning Jamie Traxel to
I
give her an
think
at
that's
bat.
good.
Let her hit.
Jamie, if you're,
Oh,
if you're
y'all,
tuned in right
y'all
now,
see me
let her
full time
cook.
tonight.
Let her
with
cook.
Oklahoma.
Well, Ole Miss is getting set to take on
See y'all in a little
Texas. Texas swept them during the regular season, trying to rewrite that here in the SEC tournament with a spot in the semifinals on the line. And the winner will get Oklahoma or Georgia. That is our nightcap. Ladies, would you like to see 37 home runs from Kendall Wells? Because we've got all of them ready.
I would love to see
Let's
it.
roll that
Come
beautiful
on.
bean footage. We are going to see Oklahoma's
We've never
Kendall
seen anything
Wells.
like Kendall Wells before. Their video game numbers, it's absolutely insane.
The freshman showing off in her first game of the season.
Home run for Kendall Wells, her second in the 2 games today.
Patty Gasso said Oklahoma fans would quickly remember the name Kendall Wells.
The power from her absolutely crushes this ball.
Kendall Wells hit it well. She does make it look easy, doesn't she? Not even a doubt. Kendall Wells sends this one out of the yard in a hurry. I mean, absolutely annihilated out of the stadium on a bomb, a nuke, a tank.
Number 27 on the season, Kendall Wells. The SEC record is yours.
She sets a new NCAA freshman home run record with number 31.
Oh my gosh.
There it is! Number 35! Wells as your new Sooner single-season home run queen.
The fantastic, phenomenal freshman.
I don't care who you're I don't care what pitcher you're facing. What she is doing is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. She's got 36 home runs. She's 1 home run from tying the single season NCAA record that was set back in 1995. And this Oklahoma team is trying to add a 4th win over Georgia because they swept them in the regular season. But Georgia Bulldogs seem ready for the challenge.
I'd say it's hard to beat a team 4 times. And what he says is that how many times you hit, it's like it's in your favor, like it's in our favor, and we're going to go out and take it. And I think that's all. Go out and take every game we have, and we want it. And I think it's hard to beat a team 4 times, and we want to do it, and we want it, and our team does it.
Well, we talk a lot about the odds of the game. You just have to stay in it long enough for the odds to shift. Ultimately, the averages are going to play themselves out. That's why they're called averages, right? And sometimes in this game, you can get so caught up in the moment that you don't take the big picture. When you're as old and been doing it as long as I have, it's a little easier to have the big picture. The other thing I would say is one of the messages that we've had over the course of the SEC season is taking in data, not damage. And so the process of just learning game after game after game against the competition that we have, we've learned a lot of lessons, but we haven't taken in the emotional damage of some of the outcomes. And so I think we're fresh and ready to go play. Now, they have a really good team, but we have a good team. And, what happened in Norman is going to have zero impact tomorrow. It's going to be whoever makes the plays, makes the pitches, and has the timely hitting. And, we'll show up and put in our work.
Absolutely. Today is a new day. Now, Kendall Wells only had 2 hits in that Georgia series, but they were both home runs. What makes her so dangerous at the plate? Being a freshman and being able to do this, how?
Yeah, I think it's honestly a lot of it is pure strength, right? She's got a very strong stature. To me, I'm like, that is money. Give me the strength. I love seeing her swing it because she's not trying to hit a home run, right? A lot of players, when they try to hit the ball hard, they get tense. They start to hook around the ball. They try to pull it. When your muscles are tight, your muscles are not fast, right? So Kendall Wells, she's able to stay smooth while she's swinging. And also that allows her to keep her hands really close to her body. And so when she's going out to get a ball, she's staying inside of that ball, meaning her hands are connected. She's going to be able to get all of the power out of that swing rather than getting away from her body and losing that connection, which is so important when you're swinging.
It's just not fair.
Yeah.
She was built in a lab somewhere. I mean, it's just ridiculous to watch her hit. I was at the Bedlam game when they were playing Oklahoma State at Devon Park, the site of the Women's College World Series. She hit a home run in that game. Opposite field, a pitch that was low and outside. If this is if my laptop is the fence, this ball did not go any higher than a foot from the top of that fence. Straight line drive out. The ball just sounds different off of her bat. She came into Oklahoma already being a really great hitter. They've developed her into more of one. This is only the first year that we're getting her. It's just remarkable. Like, get your popcorn ready for her entire career. It's not just this year. She's been absolutely incredible. It's inside, it's outside. She has the ability to hit the changeup if she sees it. It's just a veteran approach from someone that just turned 19 like a couple of weeks ago. It's insane.
And because her swing is so flat, I think that's why you see those line drives that are just straight, getting backspin, going up. And when you talk about staying flat through the zone, you're giving yourself the most amount of chances to make contact with that ball. If the ball is right here and you swing underneath it and you come back up, there's only one chance to hit that ball, and it has to be perfect. But if you stay through the zone long enough and you're flat, you're going to stay through that zone a lot longer and give yourself a lot more leeway if you're not perfectly on time, and using that extension to stay through the zone, it becomes a lot more impressive. And I think that's why she's seeing that ball jump off the barrel.
And of course, it's not just Kendall Wells that can hit home runs. I think every bat in this Oklahoma lineup can do that. They're second in the nation when it comes to home runs per game. And they're in a race right now, guys, with UCLA. It's going to be really interesting tonight because when Oklahoma takes the field, UCLA is also going to be taking the field approximately at the same time in the Big Ten tournament. And this is a team race right here. 173 for both.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Oklahoma's a team that 1 through 9 and probably 1 through 20, however many hitters they have on their roster, they're all cleanup hitters. They can go yard at any point. And then the UCLA Bash sisters having incredible senior years with Jordan Woolery and Megan Grant, who, by the way, are also in the race to break Laura Espinosa's record with Kendall Wells. We've just seen an offensive explosion across college softball this year. And you know two people that are really big fans of that right here.
Me. We're big fans.
Just come to the SEC tournament if you want a small
There you
taste
go.
of it, because we've got amazing offense. What do you think in that game for Georgia and Oklahoma could be an X factor?
Ooh, an X factor. Honestly, I think it's going to be the timely hitting. And again, we sound like broken records up here because softball is so set on timely hitting, because you can get a hit when nobody's on, but it could not amount to anything. And getting the hits at the right time becomes so crucial. And so when I think about in terms of Georgia, you need to take every opportunity you have with runners in scoring position, because Oklahoma doesn't give you very many chances. So when you do see a chance, you have to be able to take that. And the same goes for Oklahoma. Timely hitting is going to be the name of the game tonight. When you can't rely on the long ball, you can always rely on timely hitting.
Absolutely. And I think the free pass war is going to be big for both of these pitchers. You know, both of them can go yard. Both of these offenses can go yard at any point. You don't want to allow free passes, walks, hit by pitch errors, because that's going to put crooked numbers on the board when they go yard. A solo home run won't beat you. A 3-run home run after a walk and an error will.
Okay, so that is our last game of the day. It'll be Georgia and Oklahoma. Right now, we're on deck to get Texas and Ole Miss started. But let's take you back to how we started the day. And the biggest Cinderella story of this tournament has been Auburn. Auburn had to win today in order to make the semifinals, in order to make the NCAA tournament. And Mania Womack just going over the fence.
I mean, are we getting a deja vu? She did that the day before. She did it again today.
And then Kendall Grover has just had an outstanding approach at the plate. She ties this game up, Haley.
Hey, Kendall Grover, take it easy. It's our set out here.
Yeah. Top of the third, bases loaded for the Tigers. Here comes Annalie Adams, who doubles. That'll score 3, and Auburn is up 4-1.
Timely hitting with the bases loaded. Gets one into left center field. What a laser by Annalie Adams.
Okay, Keegan Rothrock, bases loaded jam, but Townsend Thomas, I mean, moving her to left field. Let's go, Audi.
Give me some Audi love right here. First of all, it's an incredible read. First step is legit. But how about the awareness, the spatial awareness to be able to reach back and get that ball?
This was so weird. Kinley Cahalan walks, then a pass ball and an error are going to score a couple, and now we're tied.
Look at the aggressive base running. Trusting your instincts is key, and Townsend Thomas did not hesitate. That's why she gets in there safely.
Have you heard me say the name Kendall Grover before? Because this won't be the last time she singles to bring home a runner.
Yeah, loving the full side power from Kendall Grover. Just so clutch for this Gator team all afternoon long. Every time Auburn went up, they just seemed to find an answer.
Answered every time. We had 3 ties, 3 lead changes, 6th inning here. Gators still up 1. 2 on, no out. Annalie Adams. I mean, seriously? 3-run home run?
I mean, my mouth was on the floor. I had to actually bend over and pick it up. What a game by Annalie Adams.
6 RBI. That ties an SEC tournament record. And then Jocelyn Erickson. Hello.
Give me the lefty bomb, turn and burn on an off-speed pitch. Come on, Jossie. Okay.
Grover, 3rd RBI of the day. Gators would retake the lead 10-8 off of a 4-run inning here.
When you're seeing it, again, it doesn't matter where that ball's at. It's going to find a hole.
How about a little record action for Adams? 7 RBI sets a new SEC tournament record, and she's the first Auburn player with 2 home runs in an SEC tournament game.
Annalie, OMG.
Wow. Keegan Rothrock is going to strike out Womack to slam the door. And what a fight and a gritty performance from this Florida team who, I mean, I think they were ready to get back out on the field and get ready and go here in the SEC tournament.
They definitely were.
And then Alabama, Arkansas, these were the top 2 teams in the RPI. What did you see from Alabama that impressed you the most?
For me, it was the answer, and it was the fight. Coach Murphy always says gritty, not pretty. It started off a little not pretty, but they found a way to win after some errors, wild pass ball. The offense really started to get going off of Robin Heron there.
And then how excited are we for the first time this season? We're going to see an Alabama-Florida matchup, and it's in the semifinals.
I love it. 2 of the teams that we don't stop talking about here on the SEC Network, and finally getting to see them go up against one another. I will have my popcorn ready. I will be watching the game. My eyes will be glued to the screen.
Oh, we've got the best seat in the house right here.
Yeah,
We're going to
we
be
do.
absolutely locked and loaded for that one. Just the history of those 2 programs. It's always sad when they don't meet in the regular season, but when it matters most in the SEC tournament, getting ready for postseason, it's going to be an intense battle for both of those programs.
I am really excited to see the pitching
Yes.
because I feel like Alabama has got that staff and that depth, and Florida, that's something that, I mean, Tim Walton's been challenging his bullpen.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to the bullpen. It's the depth. Depth is what matters in the postseason, not just at this SEC tournament, but moving on throughout regionals and supers as well.
All right, we're getting closer and closer to Game 3. Ole Miss and the reigning national champion Texas. Less than 9 minutes before Ole Miss tries to continue its run. Got a win yesterday over Tennessee. Can they upset the other UT or the real UT if you're a Texas fan? That's coming up.
You gotta love hockey fans. Some bloke tips in a lucky 3rd goal and the crowd is ready to toss their favourite hats onto the ice, never to be seen again. All these fine fans must have switched to Geico and saved $900. Well, I suppose that warrants tossing away some valuable hats. Oh, well, I mean, this is vintage. Giddy up! Watch my tail, will you? Ooh, what a fitting little cap.
It feels good to score some savings. It feels good to Geico.
I don't know what they're thinking, but right now, every Domino's pizza is half off. Every single pizza. Like what? I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna get half off some Domino's.
Hey Dan, have you heard of Kalshi?
Yeah, the prediction market that lets you trade anything from sports to alien sightings.
Alien sightings? When does that happen?
I knew it. We were probably right about the moon landing, too.
Hey, that's not true. We did that. You wasn't there, bro. You wasn't there.
Anyway, what's the yardage?
395.
This is the best it's ever gonna get. Get fancy. Get flirty. Get reality. Get crazy. Get hot. Get excited. Get surprised. Whoa. Get drama. 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 Get over it. Get watching. Get obsessed. Get Hulu. Get the best. Get real.
Spring, the unofficial new year for tool people. New jobs, new projects with quality tools from Harbor Freight. We've got the savings to start your new year off right. So come celebrate spring at Harbor Freight.
Ooh. What are you hiding? Let me see. Whoa. Oh, it disappeared. That's insane. I can't see your screen from here anymore.
How do we stop it?
We need someone who can code in COBOL.
What's COBOL?
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
Indeed can help you get it right the first time. Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
Well, the Ole Miss Rebels, not only are they trying to make the semifinals, they're trying to get their first win over Texas since 2018 and 6 minutes away from first pitch of this quarterfinal. Winner would get either Oklahoma or Georgia in the semifinals. And let's take you back through the series in March. Game 1, Tegan Cavan struck out 12, only gave up 4 hits, and Texas scored all 3 of its runs in the first 2 innings. Game 2, how about a run roll? And how about some home runs? Reese Atwood, Leanne Good, and Hannah Wells all went yard, and Texas would win that game 11-2 in 6 innings. You follow it up in Game 3, another run rule victory where Texas tied a program record with 24 straight wins, and that is how they swept Ole Miss. But remember, that was over a month ago. That was back in March. How do you feel like Ole Miss has grown since then, Tori?
Well, I think they're a lot hotter than they were at that point in the year. And honestly, we talk so much. You've heard us say it all week that the belief and the trust in one another and getting hot at the right time, it holds a lot of weight. And I think Ole Miss is getting hot at the right time. And I think this is a team that forgot about that sweep a couple months ago. And they're looking forward. They're looking to this game right now and seeing what they can do against Texas.
Yeah, and we were showing that highlight, and what Tegan Cavan was doing so well against them was getting a lot of swing and miss at the rise ball. That's something that I've seen Ole Miss do a much better job of to close the season. Maddie George specifically comes to mind with how well she stays on plane, and Percy Yamas as well. Those are 2 big bats for Ole Miss. Again, we've said it over and over again. It's so hard to beat a team 4 times. I know that regular season series was not pretty for Ole Miss, but to your point, Tori, this is a completely different team.
Well, let's talk about that pitching matchup a little bit because we do have starting lineups in. It'll be Tegan Cavan for Texas, not a surprise. Emily Boyer for Ole Miss. What do you expect when you're preparing for those? You talked about Tegan, so let's start with Emily.
Yeah, Emily Boyer is going to be more down in the zone. And to me, that's a great choice because Texas can hit that long ball. And with a drop ball, you tend to see the ball stay in the park more and stay on the ground more, which is a big deal because your defense has to be strong behind you with a drop ball pitcher. So I need Ole Miss's defense to play good defense behind Emily Boyer for her to have a successful outing.
And they're going to be tested right away with Kaden Henry at the top of that lineup with her speed and athleticism. Kaden Henry, also the best hitter for Texas in that regular season series. 5 hits, 6 runs scored, and she also had 6 runs batted in. So it's going to drop. That ball is going to bounce. It's going to slap. Infield dirt is hard. So keep an eye out for Kaden Henry.
You think it matters for Texas that they were run ruled the last time they were here at the SEC tournament?
Nah.
A little chip on the shoulder? No?
Nah,
okay.
They forgot about it probably.
Coach White in that awesome action is saying just flush it.
Yeah. They're worried about that. They went on and won a national championship.
Exactly.
Use this to springboard themselves to a 10-2 record in the NCAA tournament. All right, we've got Texas and Ole Miss. Winner will get Oklahoma or Georgia in the semifinals. Beth Mowens, Michelle Smith, Jessica Mendoza, and Holly Rowe are on the call. We're ready to see the reigning national champs. Beth, take it away.
Thanks, ladies, as we welcome you back to the 2026 SEC Softball Tournament on the SEC Network, presented by T-Mobile. And the national champs are indeed in the house. The 4 seed in this year's SEC Tournament taking on the Cinderella story. The run continues for the 13 seed Ole Miss. Already a couple of games in the books in the quarters. Florida knock out Auburn. And then Alabama hit 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the park. Roll Tide over Arkansas. So our first semifinal tomorrow night is a doozy. Florida and Alabama, each with 6 SEC tournament titles, will square off. And now our doubleheader tonight will also feature the number 1 seed, the regular season champ Oklahoma Sooners, coming up in the second game tonight. I'm Beth Mowens. These are the Olympic gold medalists, Jessica Mendoza and Michelle Smith. A lot at stake for these two. We'll start out with Texas and the significance here the next few days.
You guys are the defending national champions, and we have not seen that team show up yet this season. This is the chance for them to make a statement here in the SEC tournament.
Yeah, and how about Ole Miss? This is a team that knows how important this tournament is. It's a springboard. They used it last year to help propel them to the Women's College World World Series, and they are doing it again this year.
They're playing a third game in 3 days against the defending champs. The story all year long around college softball has been the home run ball. They've got 2 that can hit it really far.
Yeah, it's hard not to think of some legends that are in this lineup for Texas. Reese Atwood, what she's done over the course of her career. And yes, her numbers might be down this year, but at any point in the game, she has the opportunity to change the game with her swing, with the power and the threat that she brings into this lineup. And then you got Katie Stewart. She is slamming bats, hitting home runs, her ability to change a game because of the threat that she also brings in this potent Texas offense. And you look at the record just 2 years ago that Reese Atwood set with 23 home runs. Katie Stewart as a junior has already broke that record with 24. That's what you got within the middle of this lineup.
They were at the World Series last year. So was Ole Miss, and it was the SEC tournament that springboarded them. Smitty, can they do it again this year?
Well, Jess, I'll take your middle of the lineup and raise it because Percy Yamas has just been outstanding for Ole Miss. They've got a couple of big boppers as well. Yamas with the ability to hit for average at 378, 9 home runs, but followed by Yamas is the freshman Maddie George. She has been on fire. 21 home runs for the freshman, and she's been stellar in this very first SEC tournament. The 2 of them together through the middle of the lineup, they have been doing the heavy lifting and the work for Ole Miss. They're hitting 500. They have 3 of the 5 RBIs for Ole Miss in this tournament.
Yamas the hero in the upset of South Carolina, and it was George the hero in the upset over the 5 seed Tennessee. And Maddie already has new records as a freshman for single season homers and ribs. Rebs in red, Longhorns in white, and that is the MVP of last year's World Series, Tegan Cavan, in the circle for the Longhorns as they make their SEC tournament debut this year, coming off the double bye as one of the top 4 seeds. Out of West Des Moines, Iowa, 20-game winner again this year. And it's Kennedy Bunker, one of the few catchers that gets to hit leadoff in the power leagues this year. Swing and a miss, going after the rise ball. That's a Cavan specialty. Bunker so far 1 for 7 in the SEC tournament, as they will try and win 5 games in 5 days. Their one and only tournament title in 2017, they won 4 games in 4 days to get it done.
You can see how that's just been happening. I mean, the fact that you can play more games in days, normally you think you get tired, but instead it's been momentum, confidence, understanding that your season can get extended, especially heading into the postseason.
And Tegan Cavan opens up with a strikeout.
Tegan Cavan, so much experience in that circle, just a great demeanor, has a lot of different pitches, a drop ball and a rise ball combination where she has that great vertical separation. She's going to be at the low 70s, but it's the changeup that really helps mix things up and sets it up. 5 inches of vertical break on that changeup. She throws out about 12% of the time, the rise ball about 64% of the time.
That's such a great look, Smitty, at the changeup, because you think about her vertical break up with the rise ball. Now you're going the opposite direction when she's throwing the off speed.
It's just fun to watch. When all of her pitches are clicking, she is magical in that circle.
Picked up a couple of wins in the regular season series when Texas got a sweep in mid-March over Ole Miss. Texas also the team that knocked the Rebels out last year in this round in the SEC tournament.
Well, I thought one of the few bright spots, though, for Ole Miss was Mackenzie Pickens up to bat right now. She had a home run off of Tegan Cavan in that series earlier this year. She saw it out of the hand really well against Cavan.
1 for 6, has scored a couple of runs here in Lexington. And it's back-to-back strikeouts to open it up for Cavan.
Back-to-back strikeouts. First strikeout on the rise ball. This one she's going to come back with that changeup we talked about. And when she keeps this in the zone about 60 miles an hour, so 58 to 60 miles an hour, that pitch is outstanding. Second strikeout of the game on the changeup for Cavan.
That's some horizontal movement. You're talking about the vertical break. That thing was running into the hands.
Now the first meeting with Percy Yamas and Maddie George on deck. So the two big sluggers in the heart of the order for the Rebels. They've won a couple of pitching duels so far here at the SECs, and then it's been clutch hits. Yamas, a first-inning home run that stood up to beat Carolina. And George, a big two-run single in the stunner over Tennessee.
Yamas good numbers against Kavan as well, 3 for 5 with an extra base hit. She was the only batter in this lineup with no swing and miss against Kavan. And everything Smitty just talked about with the stuff Kavan has, you know that is a hard task.
Yeah, Kavan was on point in that series. She had 12 strikeouts. She was decent with her walks. But that was a different Ole Miss team.
Yes.
They're playing with a lot of momentum right now. They're swinging with confidence.
Such a dangerous thing for Jamie Traxel's club, who has taken 2 programs to the World Series. Last year with Ole Miss for the first time ever, and in her previous role at Minnesota as well. This is a club that set a new school record, 79 home runs on the season. And striking out the side to open the day for Kavan.
How about Tegan Kavan? 533 career strikeouts for Tegan Kavan, using the rise ball, the changeup, and going back to the rise on the corners. 13 times she's struck out the side this year.
There isn't one thing that makes the SEC special. There are a million different things. The students, the legends, the fans, the passions, the traditions. And when it all comes together, it just means more.
Introducing the Armor All Podium Series, an elite line of car care products developed with our team at Oracle Red Bull Racing. Precision engineered to bring out the best in every car. The Armor All Podium Series, the world's most elite car care.
I am such a high, I'm searching low in the night. Did she run away? Did she run away? I don't know. Just come home.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
Here's your starting lineup for the 4-seed Texas Longhorns. Katie Stewart, the single-season home run record holder, and Reese Atwood, the career RBI record holder. Stewart moving up to the 2 spot in the lineup in recent weeks, trying to get her more at-bats. And they will face Emily Boyer. They saw her a couple of times during the regular season and fared quite well against her. But Emily has been fantastic through the first couple of games here at the SEC tournament.
Ball.
As Caden Henry steps in to lead things off. 412 hitter.
The hottest hitter. When you look at the last 5 games. Got so many tools. 8 hits in her last 5. Close to 450. She was 5 for 9 with 2 extra base hits against Ole Miss, specifically Emily Boyer. The biggest thing with Boyer too is just the walks, and that's something that Ole Miss has worked so much on, is limiting those free passes.
Ball.
Henry, you saw the speed in that leadoff, scoring 66 runs. She also is top 10 in the league in doubles, so she has some pop. Pulls that to the right side, and right there at second base is Mackenzie Pickens. One down, and that'll bring up Katie Stewart. Number one in the SEC this year, batting average and OPS. Second in the league in homers, on-base percentage, and slug.
Ball. Biggest thing she's adjusted this season. She had a great year last year, but the power numbers with the batting average have gone up because of her ability to hit pitches up in the zone. She was always a low ball hitter. Now she can also get anything up in the zone.
Oh boy, we talk a lot about her drop ball, but she also has that off speed. She's going to need to use that a lot today against these big hitters through the middle of the Texas lineup.
And you always have to have your tape measure or your GPS handy when Katie Stewart steps in. There have been 9 home runs this year of over 290 feet. 9 of them. In the country, Katie has 3 of those 9. Everybody else has 6. Ground ball to third, and the tag is applied to get her. 2 down.
Emily Boyer has done an outstanding job transitioning from the D1 and D2 Player of the Year here to D1 softball. She's going to be at about 72 miles an hour, but it's that heavy drop at the bottom of the zone. She has the ability to make you chase. She is second in the SEC with swing and misses outside of the zone. You take a look at that drop ball. She uses those 50% of the time. The changeup right around 17, but she will come upstairs with that rise ball. All of those in the mid to high 60s.
Close to 140 strikeouts on the season, but 83 walks. And one of the things the Rebels talked about was do not help out a team like Texas. Make them earn it. Martinez, and it's a 1-2-3 start for Boyer as well.
Are you Marsha?
I am. I am.
Thanks for meeting me here. Usually not an interweb dating guy. Barely ever use this phone computer. Unless it's to bundle my insurance with Liberty Bibbity.
Oh, same. I hate this thing, but it's true. You can save hundreds bundling with Bibbity.
Bibbity?
Bibbity?
Bibbity.
Bibbity.
Are you hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some lasagna.
And some cannolis.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty. Introducing the Armor All Podium Series, an elite line of car care products developed with our team at Oracle Red Bull Racing. Precision engineered to bring out the best in every car. The Armor All Podium Series, the world's most elite car care.
How we're made determines how far we go. So for those who are strong, those who are powerful, those who aren't afraid to push their limits, the world of greater awaits. Greater journeys, greater experiences, greater memories. The first ever Kia Telluride Turbo Hybrid is ready.
Ooh. What are you hiding? Let me see. Whoa. Oh, it disappeared. That's insane. I can't see your screen from here anymore.
The 2026 SEC Softball Tournament on the SEC Network is presented by T-Mobile, America's best network.
So far at the SEC tournament, the Auburn Cinderella run came to an end in the quarters. They lost late to Florida. So 3 teams eliminated from the opportunity of competing in the NCAA tournament. Alabama, Arkansas, Alabama beat Arkansas to advance to the semi, but the lower seeds have won 5 of the last 9 to open up this tournament. So let's see what Ole Miss and Maddie George can do. 4, 5, and 6 coming up. The 3 teams that got bounced, Kentucky, Missouri, and Auburn. So perhaps 12 SEC teams likely will be going to the NCAA tournament. And George, boy, she's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
2 hits against Carolina, 2 hits against Tennessee.
She's been on base 6 times. Well, I guess home run doesn't count as on base, but she's
touched a lot of bases.
Touched a lot of bases. She has a couple walks in addition to the 4 hits. It's not playing like a freshman, that's for sure. Had a couple hits against Kavan as well during the regular season.
She is one of the finalists, the top 10 list released for National Freshman of the Year honors. And Kavan has struck out 4 to start the day.
And Kavan just spreading the zone. She's seeing that Maddie George is going up swinging, so she's like, hey, I'm going to make this ball dance and run it out of the zone. And that's a rise ball with a little bit of screwball to it, so it's a little up, a little out. And she gets Maddie George, the freshman, to swing through it.
A Kreis Schmidl?
We've got all sorts of vertical and horizontal separation.
She did have a stretch of 5 strikeouts in a row during the Ole Miss series during the season. She'll try and match it against Cassie Wiesner. Woo. We saw Robin Herron with a run of, 6 in a row for Arkansas, and then Alabama broke it up with an Audrey Vandegrift home run. And that opened the floodgates for the Tide. Guessing that Patrick Murphy will likely be the SEC Coach of the Year when the awards come out tomorrow. Preseason picked 9th. They end up 2nd.
What a year.
Unbelievable turnaround from where they finished last year.
They will face Florida in tomorrow's first semifinal. Woo! Good backhand by Nichols. Defense finally has to do some work. And they respond.
Well, this ball is just slammed at JC Nichols, and she's in the perfect position. She's actually in the 5-6 hole. Take a look at where she's located. Goes down on those knees. Knows she's got time. Across the infield to Katie Stewart. Outstanding defense.
71 miles an hour off the bat. Smoked.
Well,
this is Leilana Applin out of Stamford, Texas, looking for her first hit of this SEC tournament. Transferred in from Angelo State, so another D2 All-American in the lineup for Ole Miss. Jamie Traxel, very successful in the portal this offseason. With an RPI of 21, their strength of schedule is 2. So not only are they into the NCAA tournament, but probably a 2 seed in somebody's regional.
It's going to be fun to see the selection show with the new seeding as well. So not just 1 through 16, but all the way through 32 teams to see those 2 seeds.
Yeah. 2 hours of coverage for you on Sunday night, starting at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Knocked down by Wood, and plenty of time. 6 in a row, retired by Kavan.
Introducing the Armor All Podium Series, an elite line of car care products developed with our team at Oracle Red Bull Racing. Precision engineered to bring out the best in every car. The Armor All Podium Series, the world's most elite car care.
Cold.
Let's be honest. If you don't choose the right paint brand, painting can be a pain.
This doesn't look good.
How much did we spend at that paint store?
Way too much.
The wrong choice can make everything fall apart. That's why we made Bear Dynasty. With one coat coverage and an everyday low price, it's everything you've always wanted in a paint.
Well, that was way easier.
Go with Bear. Now get 10% off when you buy 3 or more gallons, exclusively at the Home Depot.
This is the best it's ever gonna get.
Get fancy.
Get flirty.
Get reality.
Get crazy.
Get hot.
Get excited.
Get surprised.
Whoa.
Get drama.
Drama. Get over it.
Get watching. Get obsessed.
Get Hulu.
Get the best. Get real.
Welcome back to the SEC softball tournament. What a fun story for Ole Miss pitcher today. Emily Boyer has come a long way to be standing in this circle. She actually played the last couple of years at the Division II level, where she was the Division II National Player of the Year. She was terrific in the circle at West Texas A&M. Yes, I had to look it up too. It is about 20 miles south of Amarillo, and she has stepped up big time here for Ole Miss this season. She has done a really good job in the circle, and while her numbers are a little bit worse than last year at Division II, her ERA has gotten really good here late in the season, and she has been lights out here. Big test for her today against Texas, but she believes that she is better than when she faced them earlier in this season, and so far she's shown that.
There's no doubt about it, Holly Rowe. She has just really made some massive improvements. The most that you mentioned, Jess, is that controlling the strike zone. Those 83 walks, a lot of those early in the season, they have done a great job of tightening it up.
Yeah, and her 4 innings of work during the regular season against Texas allowed 11 earned runs. But she already has a win and a save in their first 2 games here at the SEC tournament through 110 pitches in a 4-hit complete game shutout 2 nights ago. And then came out of the bullpen yesterday through 44 pitches.
It's so easy for pitchers to compare yourself to other pitchers. Oh, I'm in the SEC now. I've got to be better. I've got to throw a rise ball. I've got to throw all this stuff. But that's not your strength. You don't need to go to it. Her strength is her drop ball and her changeup. And when she lives in that zone and she hammers the corners, she is very difficult to hit.
Test here against Atwood.
Big adjustment Texas is going to need to make against Boyer. They've struggled against drop ball pitchers. We're seeing it already, 3 ground balls. They have swings that are a lot more flat, meaning they're not trying to launch. They don't have that lift type swing, which is a great swing, not against a drop ball pitcher. So for Reese Atwood right now, the biggest adjustment is to try to get underneath that drop ball.
And cannot check her swing, and a strikeout for Atwood.
And that's the pitch. Atwood has been struggling with the off speed. This is a 60-mile-an-hour pitch that blends very well with the drop, but you can see the change of direction and speed, the way that ball is running away from her and down in the zone, and Atwood does not identify it, swings through it. Big strikeout to start the inning.
First for Boyer. This is Leanne Good. Rocket towards the scoreboard and way out of here. Solo shot for Leanne Good, her 10th of the year.
Well, you're talking about it with the drop ball. The adjustment needs to be to get underneath the drop ball, something that is not easy to do. That's why we've seen only ground outs and strikeouts within this game. Well, Leanne Good, the approach is exactly that. Look at this drop. Watch it going down and watch Leanne Good swing path. A great ability to get underneath this pitch. That back knee drives it. No doubter. That thing cleared left center field by about 25, 30 feet.
276 feet. At 80 miles an hour.
80 off the bat. Wow.
1-0 Longhorns.
She knew it immediately off the bat. No doubter.
Hannah Wells, opposite field. 2 down.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to get the ball in the air more and trying to make that adjustment from the ground balls in the first inning. Now in the second inning, already trying to get underneath it.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Kaya Altmaier. You see the flags, the wind blowing out to right now. The Arizona transfer batting .308 on the season. Been splitting time with Katie Bennett out in left field. Ball. 1-2. And the strikeout there, but the damage done by Leanne Good.
How about the first hit of this game for either team? It's a long one. In fact, Leanne Good, the senior, longest home run of the season, 276 feet. Get it out of here, Leanne Good. 10th home run, 1-0 Longhorns.
Cold.
For over 60 years, Armor All has been a part of weekend rituals.
Let's get those rims too.
Kept cars clean
Great work, son. Let's get a little more on there.
and traditions
You're doing so good.
alive. From one generation to the next.
You're doing awesome. Good. There we go.
Armor All, trusted for over 60 years.
Good job, kiddo.
Let's be honest. If you don't choose the right paint brand, painting can be a pain.
This doesn't look good.
How much did we spend at that paint store?
Way too much.
The wrong choice can make everything fall apart. That's why we made Bear Dynasty. With one coat coverage and an everyday low price, it's everything you've always wanted in a paint.
Well, that was way easier.
Go with Bear. Now get 10% off when you buy 3 or more gallons, exclusively at the Home Depot.
With this new privacy display, we decide what's private. And what we share.
Cut the defense, guys.
Oh, I got you, bro.
Now you see it, now you don't. Now you see it, now you don't.
And Ole Miss knock out the defending champs to advance.
And Ole Miss is going back to supers. The Rebels are rolling on to OKC.
They were doubted by a lot of people, and they heard those doubts, and it has absolutely fueled them.
But Ole Miss pulls off the stunner as they knock out the 5 seed Tennessee. It was a heck of a postseason run for Ole Miss last year. And it was the springboard of the SEC tournament that got it going, a big upset of Florida. And then they knocked off Arizona and Arkansas, both huge upsets on the road to reach their first World Series. And trying to duplicate it this year as a 13 seed. The lowest seed to ever reach the finals was a 10 seed, South Carolina in 2023. The lowest seeded champion was the Caitlin Lee-led Ole Miss team in 2017. Oh. Still searching for their first hit, their first base runner against Tegan Cavan. Smacked foul by Tenley Grisham. That's 7, 8, and 9. Cavan with 4 strikeouts in the first 6 she has faced. Mike White has talked a lot about her reinvention this year, and we've talked about it over the years, Smitty. You cannot stand pat from year to year as a pitcher. Stewart, the scoop over the second, not in time. And Tenley Grisham with the infield hit. Holly, what you got?
Well, Beth, to your point, I spoke with Tegan Cavan this morning about that. What were her goals coming into this season? She said, I felt like why I was so good at the World Series last year, I really was living in it just one pitch at a time. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But she has battled it mentally. She said, it's been hard. I didn't start the season how I wanted, and that has been a challenge. So she had a meeting earlier this week with her coach, Mike White, that I'm going to tell you about after this pitch.
Laying down the bunt, Stewart covers, but the runner advances over to second. Holly?
So Mike White talked to her and said, you know, you're going to have thoughts in your head. They're going to be running through your head no matter what. Which wolf do you choose to believe? The wolf that's telling you you're not good enough, people know what you're throwing, you're not a better version of yourself, or the wolf that knows you have a full arsenal, you have a full toolkit, you know what you're throwing. The pitchers and the batters don't. So he wants her to believe the right wolf, which seems like she is so far today.
Well, and Holly, that's so important because pitchers, it's so easy to get in your head and self-doubting, right? We talk a lot about it with hitters as well, but especially for pitchers, you're involved with every single play of the game. And if your mentality is not right, if you don't have a strong belief system in every pitch that you are throwing, one pitch at a time, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, there's more noise now. I mean, that's the biggest
A lot
thing.
of noise.
A lot of more wolves to listen to.
Well, you got to pick your spirit animal.
Yeah.
I mean, Smitty was the lion.
Yeah, that hair.
Big mane of hair. King of the jungle. Number 9 hitter Taylor Malvin after the nice sacrifice laid down by Ryan Starr. Ole Miss trying to scrap their way to a tie.
Well, there's a lot that goes into being an elite athlete nowadays. You look at the number of Olympic athletes that have literally taken time away from their sports just for a wellness, a mental check. Got to be in the right spot.
What are you doing in the off season when nobody's watching? That's how you shine when the lights are the brightest, if you're putting in the work. Hear it time and again. Don't be afraid to fail. That's how you find out your weaknesses, turn them into strengths.
I was waiting for a quote.
Why wouldn't you go out on a limb, Smitty?
There you go, Demo.
Where the fruit is.
That's where the fruit is. Mr. Mark Twain, my life navigator. It's only been dead for 125 years. Don't look at me like that. Full count to Malvin. That's a nice chop to third, and she'll be safe. And the big slap gets a hopper right in front of the plate. 2 on to the top of the order.
The ground. I'll tell you what, they have Nancy Evans as a pitching coach, but Nancy Evans saw a lot of this at Arizona with their slappers. Just chop the ball, use the ground as your best friend. And we have seen the ground give a lot of high hops. That means it's super dry. Get that lift, and there is no chance. Base it all day long.
Kennedy bunker. So the top 3 were struck out by Kavan the first time through. Let's see how they adjust. Tying runs in scoring position. Go ahead on first.
Kavan really going arm side to a lot of these lefties. Kind of pulling off a little bit. When you talked about the strides, that last one was a drop away.
And back to your point as well, Beth, you know, Kavana's had to reinvent herself. She's got to add a little bit more vertical separation with the screwball, a little bit more down and out, those different planes to work on.
She went running back to Mono with that 70-mile-an-hour rise ball. Where that bread's butter.
We got 56 people in here, of course. Give me 1 second. Sorry, folks.
Runner again. High heat. 2 down.
Well, she's identified a weakness at the top of Bunker's swing and just using that rise ball. You see the swing and miss here. Just how far Bunker is underneath. Look at how far underneath Bunker's swing is. That barrel is to that ball. Great rise ball by Kavan.
Mackenzie Pickens with 2 outs. Two-year starter from Flowery Branch, Texas, her twin sister Madison, a softballer at Louisville. 2-1.
That big open stance. And the big reason for this is you'll watch her head, her back eye. So a lot of times that's your dominant eye. So now she has both eyes on the pitcher. So that's what it allows her to do. Then she'll get close. We see how her head and face is pointed right towards Kavan.
Can't catch up with the rise.
I mean, even with two eyes, it's hard to hit that rise ball.
Yeah. Couple on board. The threat here for Ole Miss. Down a run early. The shadows creeping in. Pops it up. Nichols calling for it, and that will end the threat. 1-0, Horns.
When it came to updating our most capable SUV, we made every detail, every curve, every function outshine all. Because that's how you go from great to greater. The all-new Telluride X Pro is ready.
For over 60 years, Armor All has been a part of weekend rituals.
Let's get those rims too.
Kept cars clean
Great work, son. Let's get a little more on there.
and traditions
You're doing so good.
alive. From one generation to the next.
You're doing awesome. Go. There we go.
Armor All, trusted for over 60 years.
Good job, kiddo.
Let's be honest. If you don't choose the right paint brand, painting can be a pain.
This doesn't look good.
How much did we spend at that paint store?
Way too much.
The wrong choice can make everything fall apart. That's why we made Bear Dynasty. With one coat coverage and an everyday low price, it's everything you've always wanted in a paint.
Well, that was way easier.
What up, Bill Bates?
Go
Yeah,
Bear.
we want Ole Miss to
Now
beat the
get
piss
10%
out of
off when you buy
Texas.
3 or more gallons, exclusively at the Home
We
Depot.
do have
One of these teams about to take home the
50
national
people up in
championship for the
here.
first time. There's
24
Rose
on YouTube and 26 on
Allen. Three-run home run. Scott smashes that deep center field.
It's going to be so much fun watching them lose.
Slam. Texas is finally bringing the championship home to Austin. Oh, they got to light
That's
up the
going
bell
to be the
tower
closest
for
they
the
ever
first
get
time
to
in
them
their
again because
eighth
they're not
try.
going to touch it this year.
It was a rocky road. Last season in April, 8-6, they hit a rough patch. This year, again in April, they hit a rough patch. Granted, against a very difficult schedule, tough matchups in the SEC. But they're hoping that they can turn it around starting here at the SEC tournament. Nichols off the glove of Boyer, and she'll be safe to lead off the third.
This is a short game paradise. Rare to see just ground so hard and these slappers, which that game has gone away
All right,
in a lot of
folks, we're
ways.
about
Just
to get
Nichols
out of
just using
here.
the ground again.
Go
It
get
kind of
ready for that
accelerates.
Sooner victory tonight.
Watch her
I'm going
back
to give y'all the
come
full
through,
screen.
off the ground.
Either I or the Outlaw will be back. Y'all have a
Ground is
good
an
one.
accelerator, and usually it slows down. Not with this dirt.
So here's Ashton Maloney in the 9 spot. Will she move the runner over? She will try. Senior out of Liberty, Missouri.
Man, instead of bunting, I would slap. This is slapper paradise. We've got a few of them in Texas's lineup that have that ability. There she goes. She heard me. Well, because the corners were so far in. So
Yeah.
even if she got down a great bunt, I don't think it's a successful sacrifice. But use the ground today.
Oh, now she'll have to 0-2.
And this is the part of the lineup for Texas where they have so much speed. Nichols, Maloney, Henry, the leadoff. Those where all the stolen bases are at.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
So we haven't really seen the station to station or the speed game of Texas's offense. We've seen a lot of the home run ball, but this is also a team that when they start to use their speed efficiently, they can be tough to get out.
Runner will go, and the stolen base for Nichols.
And this is Nichols' 12th stolen base of the year. Gets a good jump. You can see she's looking for contact, goes to the back of the bag. Take a look from the cap cam.
Great look.
Love it.
And did they call a third strike on Maloney there? Yes, they did.
I think on the, she tried to check her swing, and I think she went.
So Maloney, the first out, a strikeout victim, and now to the top of the order. Third for Boyer. And here's Caden Henry. Grounded out her first time up.
Ball.
And they stand 2-0. Henry to short, diving get by Reisner, but nowhere to go with it. Runners on the corners for Katie Stewart coming up. Katie grounded to third, her first time up. The single season home run record holder this year with 24. Stewart squares. Henry steals second.
That's just to get the runner over. I mean, if you were Ole Miss, you're like, yes, please, bunt. In fact, I will give you that as a gift. Make her not swing away. She is definitely going to be swinging away now.
Or do you put her on first? Pitch to her carefully. They will not. 1-1. 556 hitter with the runners in scoring position.
Boyer has been very effective throwing to that glove side of the plate, not afraid to go to the outside corner to righties, into lefties.
Ball outside.
That's the pitch. I would be hunting if I was Katie Stewart.
Two in scoring position. Nichols and Henry aboard. Missed away again. Cam Ellison is behind the plate today. Steve Gould, Marty Abazishan on the bases. Able to hold up, and it is ball 4. So the base is now loaded for Vivi Martinez. Big opportunity here for the Longhorns. With one out and the heart of their order up. Vivi's 2 for 10 this year with the bases loaded.
Ball.
Does not have a grand slam, but has driven in 6. First half of the season, they were really good driving them in. Not so much the second half.
Average cut in half anytime you go from first to 233rd. Part of that, of course, is the conference and who they're playing. And also something that Mike White's talked a lot about is confidence. Talked about it with Pavon. Holly Rowe was telling about the story about her and the Wolves and what they listen to. But for these hitters, the pressure they put on themselves, they have the target on their back.
Well, just the way you frame it. You know, he's saying, you know, we feel like we're not doing well, but he's like, you look at the numbers, they're not that bad.
Defense pulled in for Ole Miss. In for a strike to Vivi. Grounded down the first baseline, her first time up. Couple of singles and a walk here in the bottom of the third for Texas.
Ball.
That's a good spot. And that is right at the knees. Maybe it's a little in. You can't bring it up any more than that. Goes on Heather as a strike.
Ball.
3-1. And we've got Reese Atwood waiting in the wings. Martinez, that gets over the head of Yamas at first. Nichols scores, and here comes Henry. And Vivi delivers a 2-run single.
It's the theme of the inning. We talked about Boyer being a ground ball pitcher, and this Texas team, even though we saw the home run last inning from Leanne Good, it's been all about the ground balls in this inning. Use the ground, and just no chance. Vivi Martinez gets this, almost hits her front foot, but just elevates off of this. Base hit, 2 more runs come in.
And Boyer had to bring that drop ball up because the previous 2 pitches close to the zone didn't get the call. So in that count, she has to make it a little sweeter, and Vivi Martinez capitalizes on it.
Activity now in the bullpen for the Rebels. Kyra Aycock on the right. Grayson Jordan also out there. Couple of right-handers. Aycock was the starter yesterday. Grayson Jordan just 6 appearances on the season. So pitching coach Nancy Evans, as she talks to Boyer, trying to settle her down, see if they can get through this. You got to deal with Atwood, who you struck out with a changeup the first time up. Three hits in the inning. And a 3-0 Texas lead. 1 out here for Reese. Off speed misses outside. Out in front of that one.
Still not identifying it.
Not at all.
Talked about that earlier this game. This is something that clearly Reese has struggled with that off speed, the changeup.
Yeah, almost to the point where you need to sit every pitch change and just react hard.
1-2. Struck her out with the off speed again. 2 down.
Boyer has an elite drop ball, but this changeup as well has been outstanding here at the SEC tournament. You can see the way that she throws that out the back of her hand, just really good movement, takes so much off of it. Coming in about 59 miles an hour. Atwood way out in front of it.
So here's Leanne Good, who hit the solo home run in the second. With an 80-mile-an-hour exit velo, which is extraordinary. Whew. Falls behind 0-2.
Ball.
Runner goes, the throw down gets away from the shortstop Reisner, and a run will score. Bunker decided to go for the runner at second for the third out, and it proves costly as Stewart comes home from third.
That's really aggressive defense for Ole Miss. The bunker's going to go down, and they don't have a cut. So you could see that Pickens is behind second. Reisner is coming in front. I guess they were just thinking that Katie Stewart at third wasn't going to go anywhere. That ball off the glove. It's another big run up on the board for Texas.
A stolen base and an E6. 4-0 Horns.
69 stolen bases on the season for Texas. That's first in the SEC, a huge part of their game.
It's the third this inning, guys. And now a runner in scoring position with Martinez down at second.
And in their series earlier this year, Ole Miss was 7 for 7 on stolen bases. Texas, my apologies. Against Ole Miss. Yes, my apologies.
Called strike 3 ends the inning, but it's a big one for the Longhorns.
Damage done by Texas, but Boyer able to get herself out of the jam. It's been really working that off-speed pitch. It's been outstanding. Couple strikeouts with it.
There's one health system creating breakthrough cancer research that makes a difference in the world, and comprehensive women's treatments to make a difference in Jan's. One system with advanced neurology and neurosurgery services to help the Millers return to their lives, and world-class cardiac care that saves thousands more. UAB Medicine. One system serving all of Alabama, connected to every aspect of your health.
With this new privacy display, we decide what's private. And what we share.
Cut the defense, guys.
Oh, I got you, bro.
Now you see it, now you don't. Now you see it, now you don't.
Waiting for your career to take off? Well, don't. With SHRM certification, you earn more, get promoted faster, and lead with confidence. This is your sign to act. The best workplaces are led by SHRM certified experts. If it's a work thing, it's a SHRM thing.
How we're made determines how far we go. So for those who are strong, those who are powerful, those who aren't afraid to push their limits, the world of greater awaits. Greater journeys, greater experiences, greater memories. The first ever Kia Telluride Turbo Hybrid is ready.
Welcome back to the 2026 SEC Softball Tournament on ESPN and the SEC Network. You are watching it from T-Mobile. Here with Coach Jamie Traxel from Ole Miss. And Coach, 3 stolen bases in that last inning. What sense of urgency do you want to see from your defense right now?
Well, we got to be able to play catch, and she wasn't breaking on that. We just didn't handle the ball very well. So first and thirds are tough. Some of that's just a called play, but Emily's doing a really good job, and we just got to make sure we're defending inside 60 feet. They got one ball over our first baseman's head. It's just the way this field plays, so we just got to stick with it. Simple things done well, but we got to make sure that we can play catch.
Tegan Cavan is getting into a little bit of rhythm. Her rise ball is so deadly. How do you make some adjustments to attack that right now?
Stay above it. You know, we're underneath the ball, so our swings and misses have to be above it. We got to get the ball, try to hit some ground balls just to kind of go extreme on that. We had first and second one out in that last inning, so we got some people on. Just got to make small adjustments and to stay within ourselves.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Hotty toddy.
Time to look at tonight's extra effort brought to you by Regions Bank.
And that extra effort is Tegan Cavan and those strikeouts. Really using that rise ball and the off speed, but look at the way she's going to hammer the the arm side of the zone. So really working the outer half to lefties underneath the hands of righties. Just really good movement for Tegan Cavan with those 5 strikeouts.
Just a couple hits so far for Ole Miss. Well, had a threat in the third, and it was put down.
I'm a lefty right now, Persiana specifically. I would get on the plate because it has been very clear she's not gone glove side, meaning into these righties, just like the package Smitty showed. Everything has been away. Toes on the line, challenger.
facing Yamas, George, and Reisner. She struck both Yamas and George out the first time through.
Hey, come on, lady.
As the heart of the order comes around a second time to face Tegan. One of the three superstar pitchers all in action today. Jordy Fromm, a win over Michigan in the Big Ten tournament for Nebraska, struck out 9 today. Nigeri Kennedy, Texas Tech beat Baylor. She had a one-hitter with 6 strikeouts.
She gave up a hit. All right.
She had a perfect game.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect game last week.
Yeah, she did. 5-inning perfecto. Mia Williams hit a 2-run home run, by the way, for Tech. We'll be monitoring the other games today, especially the 7 o'clock Eastern start for UCLA against Penn State. The home run chase continues with Kendall Wells, Megan Grant, Jordan Woolery, all with over 30 home runs this year for the first time in D1 history.
And they're all right there. I want to just split screen tonight. UCLA will be playing at the same time as Oklahoma, just every time they come up to bat.
Kendall Wells and the Sooners, our second game tonight against Georgia. And a walk to Yamas. Maddie George is capable of cutting the deficit in half with one swing. First free pass from Tegan.
She was a strikeout victim of that Scries, that rise ball kind of moving away to these lefties. I'm sure they're going to go right back there. That's the pitch. It's a tough pitch. Jenny Finch is actually one that pitched that pitch very well against left-handed batters. Creating that angle, it's just a different look for left-handed batters.
Popped up and drifting towards the, right off the top of our camera.
Joe
fortunately stayed out of the way of that one.
I don't think he saw it.
Put a dent in the
Almost
camera.
got him.
He's looking for it.
Oh, he's missed his face. Okay, he's good.
He's good. Got
He's
the
looking
thumbs up.
for Ray
Camera's
Finkel
still
and
good.
a clean pair of shorts.
Wow.
And the strikeout for Kavan gets George a second time.
She just owns her on that rise ball away. We talked about it her last at bat. Comes right back to it. We're talking 3 straight pitches, same spot. Try to make that adjustment, and it's so hard. You see that swing path underneath it? And that's a big hitter for a strikeout.
This is Cassie Reisner. Grounded out to third, a fabulous backhanded play by J.C. Nichols. Winner of this one into the semifinals against either OU or Georgia tomorrow night. Good. Martinez, Stewart. Not in time to get 2, but they get the force out. 2 down.
It's a Texas defense that does a good job up the middle between Good and Martinez. Good is going to get to this ball. Nice toss over to Vivi Martinez. Cassie getting down the line. Quick time, making sure she's not doubled up.
This is Leilana Applin. She grounded out her first time up. I count only 1 fly ball so far against Kavan.
Because they've been swinging through the rise ball.
Yeah, they've missed all the rise balls, 6 strikeouts. Nichols, quick time. Side retired.
There isn't one thing that makes the SEC special. There are a million different things. The students, the legends, the fans, the passions, the traditions. And when it all comes together, it just means more.
Are you Marsha?
I am. I am.
Thanks for meeting me here. Usually not an interweb dating guy. Barely ever use this phone computer. Unless it's to bundle my insurance with Liberty Bibbity.
Oh, same. I hate this thing, but it's true. You can save hundreds bundling with Bibbity.
Bibbity?
Bibbity?
Bibbity.
Bibbity.
Are you hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some lasagna.
And some cannolis.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
For over 60 years, Armor All has been a part of weekend rituals.
Let's get those rims too.
Kept cars clean
Great work, son. Let's get a little more on there.
and traditions
You're doing so good.
alive. From one generation to the next.
You're doing awesome.
Go. There we go.
Armor All, trusted for over 60 years.
Good job, kiddo.
You're watching the SEC tournament on SEC Network presented by T-Mobile. Here with head coach Texas, Mike White. And coach, you used the dirt a little bit. You've been really aggressive on the base running. How are you really putting your footprint on this game right now?
Well, we know that she's got a really heavy drop ball and she's going to put the ball and play on the ground. And so we got to put our runners in motion and try and create something to happen. And we're getting the ball up a little bit in the zone and we're doing a good job of moving the ball.
Speaking of up, Leanne Good with the home run. How did that set the tone for you?
That was awesome for her. I mean, that's typically not what she hits, but she was able to get down and get that ball and make a good hit of it.
And just quickly, Tegan Kavan, what stands out about how she's throwing?
Just the ability to use just a good rise ball through the zone at different levels and in and out. And then, of course, a changeup when she needs it.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you. Hook 'em.
Thank you, Mike. Holly? And here is Leanne Good's home run swing.
I like that he said normally she doesn't get underneath those drop balls. Did a great job of it there. 276 feet. See a whole lot of this record breaking, and we're going to see that here in this SEC tournament. 26 home runs. Look at the spray chart, hitting them everywhere. 27 is the record, just one away. We're only in the quarterfinals.
We have 4 more games to go after this one.
And
Oklahoma hasn't even
Oklahoma hasn't
started
played.
yet.
173 home runs on the year, and they haven't even added to that total.
Yet. Georgia capable of hitting a lot of home runs as well. Those two teams just played one another recently. 1 run rule win for the Sooners. The other 2 games were close. And I love, talking to Patty Gasso. She said, we want challenges. And we know with Georgia, we're going to get challenged. She said, I love that coaching staff. They play fearless. They are relentless. And we're looking forward to the challenge they present tonight. Dogs got a big win against LSU yesterday, so they have already played a game. Sooners will debut and try and follow up their regular season championship with a tournament title. And the walk here to Hannah Wells. We saw Brooke Wells earlier today hit a home run. We'll see Kendall Wells later tonight.
I see a graphic coming.
What you got, Holly Rowe?
Well, you were talking about home runs. My ears perked up because Hannah Wells, who just got walked there, second most by a freshman in program history. And, she can tie Katie Stewart with her 13th home run. So I'm curious to see if that happens this weekend. But she's had home runs in 3 of her last 4 games. And Texas, you talked about their offense is not big boppers this year. Well, Hannah Wells did not listen to you.
She's hitting them far anyways.
She was not an everyday starter, Holly Rowe. And the fact that she's kind of earned herself into this lineup, had a huge series against Oklahoma, and the upset win, she was actually it was her home run that started that rally. Katie Stewart, of course, the one everyone remembers because she hit it off the building.
And was one of the prep National Players of the Year last season, a 2-way. We may see her pitch as well here. Runner goes. Wallace, the pinch runner, and in there safely, and they have taken the throw on the backside.
70 stolen bases on the year for Texas. They just keep on going. Wallace. This is her back.
Off the back. It's her 4th stolen base of the game. Runner in scoring position here for Altmaier. And called strike 3. That's number 6 for Boyer. One down.
Boyer continuing to use that changeup very effectively on the outer half. It's got great movement, really good location. 5th strikeout of the game for Boyer. 6th strikeout of the game. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, that's 3 of the last 4 she's whiffed.
Yeah, and 3 of those 6 on the changeup.
Here's J.C. Nichols. Singled, stole a base, scored in that 3-run 3rd inning for Texas.
2 very different innings for Texas. The home run, getting them on the board in the 2nd off of Leanne Good, but the 3rd inning, it was started by J.C. Nichols and just using the ground. And Traxel talking about how hard this field is.
Boyer has struck out the last 3 Longhorns that have come up with a runner in scoring position.
Well.
Boyer continuing to battle. He uses that drop ball really well inside to lefties. And as a righty, that's tough to do. A lot of right-handed pitchers do not have the confidence to go on the inner half.
See J.C. Nichols because of that backing off the plate.
Nichols goes the opposite way, and coming on to make the catch is Grisham.
She dropped it. She dropped it, yeah.
Could not hold on.
She made a great read, but ends up getting it actually right off the heel of the glove. She almost gets a jump on this, slides down to go catch it, but instead of getting it in the web, she gets it off the hand, pops right back out.
That is the 2nd error for Ole Miss. Yeah, it looks like a pinch hitter will come up here in the 9 spot. Alyssa Sneed to hit for Maloney.
That's a big change, too. And I know this is more of a trying to get runners in scoring position in. Ashley Maloney, a little more short game, but how much Maloney has struggled. Only a key cog in that 9-hole.
Sneed 275 on the season. A home run and 7 runs batted in.
Well, Mike White told us today that Altmaier and Maloney are the 2 that bats he really wants to try to get going. Both of them have struck out each of their at-bats, so just trying to figure something out to get some production out of those slots.
And Sneed quickly falls down 0-2. Slow roller to first. Yamas will step on the bag. 2 down with runners on 2nd and 3rd. And back to the top with Caden Henry. Grounded out in the 1st, singled and scored in the 3rd. On the season for Ole Miss, she was their best hitter. 6 hits, 6 RBI, 7 runs scored in the 3-game sweep.
And I like in this situation, she's not biting outside of the zone, which is what Boyer is very good at making hitters do, because Katie Storter's on deck. If she can draw a walker, load up the bases, yeah, gives Stewart an opportunity to do more damage.
Those 3 wins, a part of the 14 top 25 wins for Texas. They lost their 3 South Carolina wins because the Gamecocks fell out of the top 25 RPI. They slipped down to 26, but it's still second best to Oklahoma. And the strong RPI and the strong SOS. I mean, amongst a handful of teams near the top, Alabama, after their big win against Arkansas, likely to knock the Razorbacks out of the race for the overall #1 seed for the NCAAs. But got Bama up there, you got Texas up there, OU, Florida, probably going to go to an SEC school.
It's interesting. You could make a case for 4 or 5 different clubs to be the #1 RPI. It's been that sort of year.
Which is refreshing, honestly. In the past, it's been a clear #1. Everyone's kind of clamoring for 2 through 5, but I've seen a lot of different teams rank #1, including this Texas team to start the season.
Henry, ground ball to short. And that will end the threat. 4-0 Longhorns through 4.
For over 60 years, Armor All has kept cars clean.
You're doing so good.
From one generation to the next. Armor All, trusted for over 60 years.
Good job, kiddo.
Look at these. Oh my God, I haven't seen these in so long. Oh, who's this?
That's you?
Yes, that's me.
You look so different.
We'll put it back. Okay, how do we do?
Your numbers look great. Let's go through your plan and keep you feeling your best. You're making real progress. Remember, we're all in this with you.
Isn't that amazing?
That's why we're here. You got this, Natalie.
Try them on.
Day by day, we're gonna get there.
With this new privacy display, we decide what's private and what we share.
Cut the defense, guys.
Oh, I got you, bro. Now you see it, now you don't. Now you see it, now you don't.
I have goosebumps like everywhere. The team home run record nationally all in one swing.
A lot of people thought this home run record was untouchable.
One pitch, one swing, more history.
Found a pitch to hit. It's a home run. Jordan Woolery. It clears the fence.
Kendall Wells will be playing next year against Georgia. Grant and Woolery getting underway in about half an hour in the Big Ten tournament for the Bruins against Penn State. Laura Espinosa's 37 homers from 1995 still standing. Both UCLA and Oklahoma tied, setting a new record for team home runs with 173.
1995. I mean, just the fact that it has stood that test of time.
31 years.
Even just the difference in technology. And I'm not just talking analytics and like scouting pitchers. I'm talking the ball, talking the bat, the aluminum versus the carbon. It's amazing.
Pitchers dominated back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the time for the pitchers.
Yeah. 80s and 90s.
Average ERA was 2.64. Now it's 4.65. That just gives you an idea of what Laura Espinosa did in a time when it was 1-0, 2-1. Runs per game were half of what they are now. So you put it in perspective of the time, and it's almost like she hit 70 home runs instead of 37.
Grisham fouls that one off. Yeah, the pitchers ruled through the 80s, you know, Debbie Doom and company. And then into the 90s, that was the first team. They had 3 Mashers on that team in 95. Espinoza, Jenny Dalton Hill, and Leah Bratz.
And they had Nancy Evans, who also hit for them and was one of those pitchers that dominated. He's pitching coach now for Ole Miss.
But that was the first team that really mashed.
Yeah, we had a lot of slapping back then, and you know a lot of people thought Arizona won their national championship with their slappers, but it really wasn't the slapping. I mean, they used the long ball. Exactly.
They blended both so well under Mike Candrea.
The table setters got in, and then Espinoza and JDH.
Yeah, because Allison Johnson was on that team, so was Amy Shellevold.
It was such a fun team to watch. Honestly, it's what put offense on the map in a pitching dominated game. There's Nancy Evans, 3-time national champ. It's also when Arizona and UCLA just dominated. It was like 2 teams and that was it.
Nancy's record, I believe, still stands. She has the best win percentage in NCAA history with at least 100 wins. A strikeout there for Kavan. That's number 7, one down.
Kavan continuing to really just paint the corners. This is a drop ball that she gets the chase on. Grisham is going to chase this down into the dirt. And that's what makes Kavan so effective. She's got that elite rise ball, but also an elite drop ball.
Ryan Starr put down a sacrifice her first time out.
Ball inside.
Upset alert in the Big Ten tonight. In the 4th inning, Wisconsin leading Oregon. Oregon, a team right now on that super regional host bubble. Could be significant for, you know, an SEC team like Tennessee.
Big Ten's got a few teams battling to be in the top 8. That super regional host opportunity.
UCLA's right there as well.
Opportunity to stay at home for supers. Get through your regional.
Shadows. That is not fun. Especially because Kavan's wearing all white, so she's glowing. She's out there, and then she'll jump into that shadow, and she'll basically disappear. So when you're trying to pick up release point, so right now you see where she's at, white uniform, yellow ball, really easy to see, and then watch her jump into the shadow. Gone.
Rise at the eyes. Strikeout number 8.
She comes back and throws this rise ball right back by Starr. Hard enough to hit Tegan Kavan on any given day, but then you got some shadows playing into it. It's tough to pick this up and be able to hit.
She's done a good job of chasing them and really putting the ball in a position, inducing that swing and miss. The other thing that Kavana's worked on lately, and it can really tell, is that she's getting underneath her rise ball, really reaching back on that pitch. And when she reaches back, she lowers that release point so it looks at a different level to a hitter's eye. And conversely, on her rise, she pulls her body a little more forward, releases over her front side. So that pitch is more coming high to low.
Ball.
Two 2-1 to Malvin.
And that's where something Ole Miss I'd like to see against Kavan. Not easy against a rise ball pitcher, but them using the ground more. This is definitely part of an advantage to hit ground balls. Normally it's not. You want to hit fly balls in today's game, but here they've turned into hits. Malvin, one of those players, use that ground.
Good at bat here from Malvin, who singled off of Kennedy, one of just the 2 hits for Ole Miss. She and Grisham at the bottom of the order. Called strike 3, and she strikes out the side for the 2nd time today.
Tegan Gavan, 9 strikeouts tonight, using all of her pitches. She's used that changeup effectively, but here in the 5th inning, it's been the drop ball, the rise, and then coming back downstairs with the drop.
Look at these. Oh my God, I haven't seen these in so long. Oh, who's this?
That's you?
Yes, that's me.
You look so different.
We'll put it back. Okay, how did we do?
Your numbers look great. Let's go through your plan and keep you feeling your best. You're making real progress. Remember, we're all in this with you.
Amazing.
That's why we're here. You got this, Natalie.
Try them on.
Day by day, we're gonna get there.
This is the best it's ever gonna get.
Get fancy.
Get flirty. Get reality. Get crazy. Get hot. Get excited. Get surprised. Whoa. Get drama. Drama.
Get over it.
Get watching. Get obsessed. Get Hulu. Get the best. Get real.
Yeah, all I know is I'm a fighter. There's a fire in me. I'll take the phone, just wait and see. I'm a fighter. Yeah, I get what's mine. All the way up while you wait in line.
Leanne Good with a big home run. And a 4-0 Texas lead over Ole Miss, trying to get into the semifinals. Still to come tonight, OU and Georgia. And look at the start we've got tomorrow afternoon for you on ESPN. Gators and Roll Tide.
That goes way back.
The most championships, 6 of them for Florida and Alabama. The coaches with the most. Tim Walton with 6, Pat Murphy with 5.
Ball.
Katie Stewart leading off this inning. It's a questionable pitch, kind of off the plate and down. I don't think they're going to give her anything good to hit.
A ground out and a walk. Katie did come in to score a run in that 3-run 3rd inning.
Ball.
6th in the country in home runs this year.
It's such a unique stance. It's like she's sitting in a chair. Anyone who's ever done squat holds or walls knows that takes some serious leg strength just to be in that stance. Such a strong player.
second walk. What you got, Holly Rowe?
Well, Emily Boyer continues to battle out there for Ole Miss right now. And we told you earlier, she transferred up from Division II. It's a big jump. But I was talking to her teammate, Percy Yamas, today, and she said, well, we call her Shohei because she can pitch and she can hit. We haven't seen her mash yet, but it's possible. They also said that she came in and she adapted quickly. She was super competitive. She killed it in fall ball. No one would have ever known that she was a Division II athlete. She said the very first week we saw her, we're like, okay, Shohei, you're gonna take us a long way this season.
That's awesome. Well, this tournament is so tough. The coaches all talk about it. It's the toughest tournament outside of the World Series. And Ole Miss is going to be a tough out for somebody somewhere. Of course, if they can rally here to win and reach the finals or win it all, I mean, they could be a host. They're a 21 RPI.
I've seen it before. This tournament has that much.
They did it in
influence.
2017.
Exactly.
Got to host a regional and then got knocked out in the supers at UCLA that year. Martinez fouls it out of play. Vivi had the 2-run single in the third. You don't strike out a whole lot. Second best in the SEC. Only 7 total all year long.
She likes to swing the bat, and her bat-to-ball skills are so good. And that's a lot of times what you'll see. That last pitch was a ball, but she knows she can make contact with it. In fact, she'll hit pitches just barely off the ground, drive it into the gap. She doesn't walk a ton either. She's a swinger early on in a bat.
1-2 pitch. Missed out on their championship run last year with an injury. Was a terrific teammate and a leader. And a mainstay in the lineup once again at shortstop for Texas. Grounds that one to short. They'll get the force. One down as Stewart is taken care of. And let's see if Reese Atwood can figure some things out. Emily Boyer has struck her out twice with a steady diet of changeups.
I wouldn't give her anything else. I mean, maybe set up the changeup.
Maybe prove she can hit it or make an adjustment on it.
If you're Reese, you're just trying to be late. They've been throwing her away. Try to hit anything to the right side of the field and then just hope you pick up the off speed enough. She's so strong.
Reese does not have a 3 strikeout game this year. And she did not strike out against Ole Miss in the regular season. Different story tonight.
Hey, 2 on, ladies, 2 on.
In fact, it's only happened once in 240 career games.
It's interesting because there was a time that Reese Atwood would hit the changeup for a home run.
Yes.
You were very careful when you threw it to her.
You had to throw it in the dirt if you didn't want her to
Yeah.
hit it. That's what happens when you're trying to make something happen. The game speeds up. You're able to pick up spins. Right there.
And there. So.
There's the difference. Those are the numbers that Ole Miss and every team facing this Texas lineup, but specifically Reese Atwood, has a dramatic difference, especially the swing and miss rate, not just the average, but that K rate triples.
And that's in the dirt. And Atwood draws the walk as we check out the best in the game, brought to you by T-Mobile. And that's because Leanne Good's coming up again, Jess.
Yeah, Leanne Good, what she did her last at bat, being able to get underneath this, and you'll see her be able to get underneath the drop ball. The adjustment that she made, you see this angle. That is what she's got to do. Normally comes down straight over the ball. Instead, she gets underneath, something that she has struggled with this season. A beautiful adjustment. That's why that 32-degree launch angle.
Ground out to short. They'll get the lead runner at third. 2 down. Rebels denying Texas a couple of opportunities here these last 2 innings to really bust this game open and try and go for a run rule.
Texas hasn't had a hit since the 3rd inning. It's been all 3 passes in the 4th and 5th.
Two for 11 with runners on base. 1 for 6 with a runner in scoring position.
Strong as of late, his first 32 games, and again, not getting consistent at bats. Remember, she wasn't an everyday player in the lineup.
When she was pitching, she wasn't always hitting when she was pitching, and she's really transformed herself as of late, especially in the power. 6 home runs in her first 32 games, 6 cents.
2-1 to Wells.
Holly mentioned it earlier. Wells just 1 home run away from tying Katie Stewart's freshman record of 2 years ago of 13 home runs.
Her last 10 games stretch out over the last month. Ooh. And that was a tough shot for Bunker to take.
Those are scary more than anything. Right back to the face mask. It just jars you.
Oh, off the shoulder. Well, you could hear the grunt from Cam Ellison, the home plate ump, as he heard that one hit Kennedy Bunker. In her throwing arm, the throwing shoulder.
She's fighting tears. Talk so much about exit velocity now, bat technology, but for these catchers, they're taking balls off harder than they ever have. It's nice of Hannah Wells to say something to her too.
And her chest protector is very narrow up over the shoulders. A lot of catchers will have actually pads on the shoulders to prevent that type of foul ball.
Full count here with 2 down. Runners will be going. Wells launches one down the line. And foul.
Wow.
Inches away from a 3-run homer.
We're talking about launch angle. I mean, you gotta replay this because this changeup, her to be able to get underneath this. Look at where this ball is, you guys. This is almost in the dirt. She launches this. Just foul.
And draws the walk. That is the 3rd of the inning from Boyer, and the bases are loaded for Kaya Altmaier. And we may have a pinch hitter coming up here for Texas.
5th walk of the game.
Going to go to Katie Bennett off the bench here.
Somebody talked about this earlier. Mike White, I talked to him this morning. He's like, I'm searching. This part of the order. Kaya Altmaier getting the start. Katie Bennett. He's like, someone fight for this. You're going to be my left fielder, but I need someone to step up and show me that you can start. Still battling here late in the season to finish the lineup.
Good ball. Second time they've had the bases loaded. First time Martinez had the 2-run single in the 3rd inning. And with a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th, she sends one out. It is a run rule win. not likely. She has the 1 home run on the season.
Wind is blowing out, though, Beth.
And they could inch a little closer. Two and one. Down here at the bottom of the order for Texas. Bennett, a gapper out to left center. One is in, two are in. And runners on second and third for the Longhorns at 6-0. Big pinch hit for Bennett.
Massive pinch hit. We're talking about a player stepping up. Mike White's been talking about it. Katie Bennett off the bench. Again, getting underneath a pitch that was down in the zone. And remember, outfield's pulled in. So you look at the location of this pitch, a beautiful job of driving it opposite field, but also because the outfield is pulled in, Melvin out in center field. A clear double.
And now a base hit could end it. J.C. Nichols. One for two, has singled and scored and also reached on an error. Wells at third and Bennett at second would be the game winner in a walk-off run rule. Nichols reaches and cannot deliver there, but a couple more up for Texas. To the sixth inning we go.
This is the best it's ever gonna get. Get fancy. Get flirty. Get reality. Get crazy. Get hot. Get excited. Get surprised. Whoa. Get drama. 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 Get over it. Get watching. Get obsessed. Get Hulu. Get the best. Get real.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
How do we stop it? We need someone who can code in COBOL. What's COBOL?
This is a job for sponsored jobs. Indeed can help you get it right the first time. Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
Spring garden deals are happening now. Savings are in full bloom, so you can grow your garden for less with 4 days of deals. Now through May 10th, get spring garden deals at the Home Depot.
Look, America can outbuild anybody.
We just need people who want to make an
But the
impact.
bottom line is we can't build more submarines without more people.
A new era of American shipbuilding is here.
Coming up after this one is over, we have a full SEC now. We'll have the winners on set, get you set for Georgia, Oklahoma, and of course, talk this game. What are you seeing so far?
I mean, how about the pinch hit 2 RBI double for Bennett?
Love to see it. I'd say Texas fight. Texas is showing a
Something
lot
like
of
that.
fight.
They
right
sure
now.
are. At this point, looks like we're going to be talking to some Longhorns, but we'll see if Ole Miss has any gas left in the tank, ladies.
That is indeed Texas fight for Katie Bennett. She'll stay in the game out in left field for the Longhorns. Ole Miss trying to get back to the semis. And for Texas, well, they've set a goal this year to win an SEC championship. They did not get it done in the regular season. They will try and get it done here this weekend in Lexington to win a tournament championship. They have not won a tournament title since 2005. There's Kennedy Bunker, top of the order, to face Kavan.
Jamie Traxel got some moves still. Out of the way of that. You can't get far enough away, I'll tell you what. Third base, surprised they don't wear face masks. Woo!
Came at her at 70 miles an hour. They need to just move that the coaching boxes back. Nobody stands in those coaches' boxes in the chalk anymore. Opposite field, fighting the sun, and there's Bennett fresh into the game off of the 2-run double, getting the glove work done.
Haley and Tori giving her love out in the studio after her big coming in to hit. She kind of freezes on this one. Of course, Haley, I'm sure she's out there in left field, could have made this catch as well. Good drop step. Yep. See the waving pink hand.
There's Mackenzie Pickens. Looking for a base runner here in front of Yarmus and George, who might be coming up for the last time tonight. The way that Kavan's been hurling.
And that rise ball, though. You know it's coming as a hitter, and you just keep seeing the swing and miss against her. Low contact on that pitch.
Out to center. Henry is there. 2 down.
I like seeing the shades, by the way, for the outfielders, because we've seen balls lost in the sun, and a lot of times the sunglasses are on the forehead. So they're actually pulled down and
use them.
Those balls are hit into the sun, but good reads.
Here is Yamas with 2 down. A strikeout and a walk for her today. Right back to Cavan. And a 1-2-3, 6th inning. Ole Miss down to its final 3 outs.
The 2026 SEC Softball Tournament on the SEC Network is presented by T-Mobile, America's best network.
There isn't one thing that makes the SEC special. There are a million different things. The students, the legends, the fans, the passions, the traditions. And when it all comes together, it just means more.
In life, many of us are searching for a thing.
Look out.
And when you finally find that thing,
I'm the thing.
you want the whole world to know the thing.
Tell the world.
So you use Canva to make a thing. Lots of things. Everything.
Wonderful chat.
Next thing you know, it becomes a weird squirrel praising movement type of thing. Until, well, the next thing comes along. Sweet little thing. Canva, the thing that makes anything a thing.
Are you Marsha?
I am. I am.
Thanks for meeting me here. Usually not an interweb dating guy. Barely ever use this phone computer. Unless it's to bundle my insurance with Liberty Bibbity.
Oh, same. I hate this thing, but it's true. You can save hundreds bundling with Bibbity.
Bibbity?
Bibbity?
Bibbity.
Bibbity.
Are you hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some lasagna.
And some cannolis.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Welcome back to the 2026 SEC Softball Tournament on the SEC Network, presented by T-Mobile. Quarterfinals here in Lexington, Kentucky. Florida and Alabama winners earlier today. They advance to tomorrow. And the winner of this one faces the winner of Oklahoma, Georgia. That one's coming up next. Kyra Aycock is the new pitcher for the Rebels as we head to the bottom of the 6th. And a 6-0 Texas lead. 5 innings of work for Emily Boyer, and she departs. And Aycock comes on. She got the win against Tennessee yesterday in 4 innings of work. Ashton Maloney to lead things off for the Horns, and then the top of the order. If they can score 2, they can run rule and get out early. Otherwise, one final at-bat for Ole Miss in the top of the 7th.
Kyra throws with that good velocity. She'll be up near 70 miles an hour. There's a lot more down. There's typically been a lot of rise and screwball.
Down the line at third and rifled across the diamond by Ryan Starr. One down.
How about Ryan Starr? This ball hit right at her, but with the speed of Maloney, she guns it across. She knows she's got to get rid of it quick. It actually was a little bit of a slow hopper, took a little bit of a funny hop.
90-mile-an-hour cutter she threw in first base.
And that's just another reason why I am so glad they went to the double bag this year.
Yes.
It made such a big difference. That throw could have been massive trouble if both the defender and the runner were fighting for that white bag.
There's Caden Henry in the top of the order. We start to punch tickets now this time of year. Congratulations to Idaho State. They beat Sacramento State to win the Big Sky. Oh. I think Holly Rowe dancing for the first time in school history. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yes. All right, so 63 more to go, folks, for Selection Sunday in a few days' time.
Does softball increase like men's and women's basketball have? What do you think? Is that the next
What's that?
change? Does softball, do we get more teams in the tournament like men's and women's basketball are?
I would like that.
I'm
Let me just add another team for every regional. We used to have 6-team regionals, or there was super regional.
Is it 6 or 8?
6.
6?
When I played anyway.
Okay.
Maybe it was 8.
There was no
Further back.
supers. It was all in one weekend.
Yeah. More teams. Less sites. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 8 regional sites.
Yes, you are seeing this correctly. There are puffy jackets out. There are winter coats out. That sun goes down. It is cold this weekend in Kentucky. There you go. She's got it.
Puffy.
Okay, they must be
Blankets.
selling out of those SEC blankets. How brilliant was that? Pink, they look like sleeping bags.
Georgia's on deck. They got Oklahoma in our nightcap tonight. 9 seed versus the 1 seed. Henry deep in the hole. It's short, and she'll beat it out. So the game winner comes to the plate here, and it's Katie Stewart. One swing away from ending it early. Has walked her last 2 times up. Did not really see a competitive pitch. New pitcher, though, this time around for the at-bat. Off the end of her bat.
Throws her an off-speed pitch to start her out. Kyra Aycock has really done a good job of developing, transferred over from Oklahoma State University, and Nancy Evans has really worked with her to develop some new pitches, a good off-speed, tighten up those mechanics. She does step a little bit to the left side, so she's got a little bit of a unique pitching motion. Let's see if Katie Stewart can get dialed in on her.
In for a strike, 1 and 2. Called strike 3.
It's up the bottom of the zone. I I think that angle you were talking about, Smitty, I mean, it's a tough look because it creates a different angle. You watch Aycock step to the left and then it comes off to the right. So that angle kind of coming at Katie Stewart, still strike three right at the knees.
Vivi Martinez, who drove in a couple with a single in the third. Two-run double for Katie Bennett and the home run for Leanne Good. The runs for Texas today. Oh, and that one hit the home plate umpire. Cam Ellison. And two from Aycock. Well,
late protective swing from Vivi Martinez on that last one. I think she was looking more middle away because that's where she's been pitched, and this comes up and in. And watch how last second she's like, oh, this could be strike three, and just barely gets a piece.
another one in on the hands, fouls it off. So a couple of hit and runs going on.
Henry's trying to get another stolen base. Faster runners in the SEC. Already a SEC leading 70 stolen bases. They've had 4 in this game.
Oh, nice snag by Aycock and makes the play over to first. Last chance coming up for the Rebels. To the 7th we go.
Are you Marcia?
I am. I am.
Thanks for meeting me here. Usually not an interweb dating guy. Barely ever use this phone computer. Unless it's to bundle my insurance with Liberty Bibbity.
Oh, same. I hate this thing, but it's true. You can save hundreds bundling with Bibbity.
Bibbity?
Bibbity?
Bibbity.
Bibbity.
Are you hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some lasagna.
And some penny relief.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Cold.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order right in front of you. Watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, anticipatory chewing, and happy claps.
Get the Boardwalk Bundle with the #2 sub for $10.99 for a limited time.
A sub above.
I don't know what they're thinking, but right now, every Domino's pizza is half off. Every single pizza. Like what? I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna get half off some Domino's.
Plan B made over-the-counter emergency contraception available more than 20 years ago. So when it matters, the choice is mine. That's freedom to be.
Plan B is the #1 OBGYN recommended emergency contraceptive.
2026 SEC Softball Tournament on the SEC Network, presented by T-Mobile. We've got a big chance here for Ole Miss. Maddie George going to start things off, and it's been a heavy diet of that rise ball outside. That's all that she has seen. 2 Ks already, and this is a big bat in this lineup that has been fighting because of Tegan Kadvan, the stuff that she has. Look at the spin on this. Not just a screwball, but a rise ball, both combining into one, elevating away from the big bat of Maddie George.
She's been outstanding. 9 strikeouts, just the 1 free pass. Limited to 2 hits.
George will send that one on a play.
And you know, as a hitter, like I've been there, and you know exactly what you're going to see, but it's a combination of what do I want to swing at versus what I want to take. You saw some of those swing and misses against Kavan were on pitches that were not strikes. That first pitch she just swung at, though, was. Now you're seeing her toes on the line. That's an adjustment. She was not on the line. Now she is.
Well, I thought
Kavan has been impressive of her 6 innings. 4 of the 6 have been 1, 2, 3 innings. I mean, she's been efficient. But now late in the game, Ole Miss starting to make those adjustments on how they're pitched.
She has struck out 7 of the 9 in the batting order. George skies that one out towards Bennett in left. Oh, and she drops it. Another dropped pop. That's been an issue in every game today.
I mean, clearly the sun is real, but the biggest thing is just she gets it out of the sun here last second and just can't get it into the glove. So it hits off the glove, and a lot of the missed fly balls have been that.
And Jess, the flag out in center field, they are blowing every which way. They were just recently blowing in, now they're blowing out. So I think the wind is whipping around. Typically, though, those catches are still made.
First error for Texas. Going to get a pinch runner out on second base. Izzy Rediger. Here's Cassie Reisner. That pitch in the dirt. Atwood able to block. Two and 0. Reisner a ground out and a fielder's choice. Henry will track this one down, and the runner will hold its second one out. Here's Applin, 0 for 2 tonight. She and Reisner are the only 2 that have not struck out against Teagan.
Pitch count for Kavan approaching 100. You go back and look at this game earlier. Opportunities really in the 4th and 5th inning for Texas to put this game away and didn't. Most important would be to save the innings pitches for Kavan.
Another chance here for Bennett, and this time she does make the catch. 2 down. It was interesting because the game plan could have easily been get out to the early lead, get Teagan out of the game. Texas chose not to do that. And we'll see if that impacts whether Teagan can throw tomorrow if they advance to play Oklahoma or Georgia.
Well, that's really what it comes down to in a tournament like this is, preservation of those arms, of those pitches.
Runner will move over to third, Rediger.
More of a pass ball there, too. Not a bad pitch.
Just continuing to keep your focus, stay sharp.
It is a pass ball. Down to their final out now for the Rebels. Check swing to third. Nichols has it. And Texas moves on 6-0 over Ole Miss. They are into the SEC semifinals.
Saw a little bit of everything offensively for Texas. The big home run to get them on the board in the 2nd inning, then using the ground, a little short game for the Longhorns in the 3rd and the 5th innings to get it done.
And Kavan doing Kavan things, just great effort in the circle. 9 strikeouts, scattered just 2 hits, 2 infield hits. Gets the complete game shutout.
Let's send it down to Holly Rowe.
Well, Texas celebrating the win right now. And Leanne, Coach told us that's not a pitch you normally hit.
Yeah.
You hit it for a home run. What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, I saw middle in pregame. I told my coach, I was like, hey, I'm going to do damage to somebody. I don't know who it is, but I'm going to do it. And I went up there and got my pitch.
Okay, there's a breaking story here today. You have worn the same visor since high school. It was so filthy last year at the Women's College World Series. This one's pretty clean. What happened?
I had left my visors back in Austin, and I had a meltdown, but you know what? I didn't let it stop me. My teammates gave me their visors, so they're behind me.
I love it.
Okay, so the clean one's got to go a little good mojo now.
It does. We're going to keep it.
Okay. What does this do? I mean, you'll get the winner of a big game tonight. If it's OU, I know that's a big rivalry. What are you guys thinking about for tomorrow?
Yeah, just sticking with us. Obviously, we're going to watch the game, and whoever comes out of it, we're going to stick with the same approach.
Okay. I like the clean hat, though. I like it.
Oh, thank you. They tell me it look nice with the clean uniform, so. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Visor good for a home run for good. And so Texas joins Florida and Alabama. If Oklahoma advances, it would be the first time in 14 years that all top 4 seeds play in the semis. But Georgia's got something to say about it. The 9 seed and the 1 seed are on deck. The winner gets the defending national champs tomorrow night on ESPN. SEC Now is ready to go. Ready to break down the day so far and get you ready for the Sooners and the Dogs.
We have an 8 o'clock start time for our next game, our final game of the day between Georgia and Oklahoma. The Sooners, your 2026 regular season champions, will take the field here at the SEC tournament for the very first time. Coming up on SEC Now, we will welcome the ace, Tegan Cavan, 6-0 over Ole Miss, a Game 1 dub for the Texas Longhorns. They will find out who they get, the winner of our next game, but they know they're heading to semifinal Friday here at the SEC tournament. Let's take you back to the beginning of the day. Auburn, the Cinderella of this tournament. They had won 2 to earn a shot at the Florida Gators, and punch for punch was matched on both sides. But Florida called on Keegan Rothrock to start the game and then come back in and get those final 3 outs to give Florida the victory. Right after that, we saw Arkansas, Alabama, a series that we had seen in the regular season between 2 high-powered teams, but it was all Alabama who beat the Razorbacks 7-1 to advance to the semis. So we will get Florida, Alabama coming up in our first game of the day on Friday. Again, we will set our matchup in the next couple of hours. Who will Texas get? Will it be Oklahoma, or will it be the Georgia Bulldogs, who dominated last night in their victory against LSU? Halo, Tori, Alyssa here with you. Great to be back with you guys. I've been missing y'all all week long, but it's been so great. We can't wait to set the table for our final game of the night. Let's start with what we just saw from Texas. Death, taxes, Tegan Cavan. That's how it feels year after year. What did you see from the ace in the circle tonight?
I mean, you couldn't have said it any better. I feel like if Texas is on a roll, it's because Tegan Cavan is on a roll. She was so efficient tonight. She threw 99 pitches in a complete game shutout. I think a lot can be said about her movement and the way her experience comes into play in big games like these.
Yeah, she was electric. The command was absolutely off the charts tonight. We were watching it not just on broadcast, but we were watching it here in person too. You could tell how much the ball was moving. It was jumping. It was spinning. Ole Miss really just no answers for the filth of Tegan Cavan.
4th shutout of the season for Tegan Cavan. And you think about where this Texas team was about this time a year ago, winning the national championship, right? They want to get back to Oklahoma City. They want to defend that title. But can y'all just speak to what it's like from a pressure standpoint, being the leader of a team like Texas, Halo, to have already reached the top? If you're Tegan Cavan, you've already gotten that trophy. You've gotten there. I can't imagine what it felt like this year from a comfortability standpoint to come back to the toughest league in America, knowing that you just won a national title.
It's really difficult. I came into college in 2013 on the back of Alabama winning the national championship in 2012. And you can feel that pressure every single time you step on the field. You know you're going to get everyone's best shot when they line up toe-to-toe against you. And Tegan Cavan has dealt with that all year. She's handled it really well. Yes, has she had the ups and downs? Of course, that's how conference play just goes in the SEC because it is so tough. But she's been there. She's done that. When she's pitching and playing free, like she was at the Women's College World Series last year, going on that incredible run, she's one of the best pitchers in the country.
I agree. And I think it's also when you get a little bit older, I feel like your perspective changes a little bit too. When you're young, you can feel that pressure and it feels heavy. But when you get older, you realize it's not all on you, right? It's team. It's all about us and how do we do it. So I think when you change that pressure to